Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Devin from Laxton Auto Detailer. Today, we're going to be washing my 20-year-old quarter-million-kilometer car that has 3-year-old vinyl wrap on it. And I'm going to be showing you some of the do's and don'ts of washing a car that has vinyl. First is, don't use a 15-degree tip, regardless of the pressure washer. The lowest I would do is 25. 40 might even be better. The reason is there's a lot of edges like this that are coming out, the vinyl, and that's a weak point. So if there's too much pressure, you could actually start to lift it even more than it's lifted already. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this. All right, so here I have my 40 and my 25. I'll keep the 40 just in case, but I think I'll use the 25 for now. So yeah, we'll quickly get started and hope you enjoy. Like every good detail, you start off with the wheels. I didn't yet purge the system, but we'll do that now. Should be good. Be very mindful of the edges here because that's where the wrap ends. Now we're going to use our wheel and tire cleaner, a little bit of iron remover inside. Now we're going to start off with the face of the wheel. Now these tires just have a water-based dressing on it. If it doesn't take it all off, I'm totally fine with that. I don't like to strip the tire every single time I wash the car. Really just cleaning the dirt off. The browning is natural to the tire. And the more that we take it off, the more it's going to come back up. So just do a light cleaning. Use your favorite tire dressing. Hopefully not something that's solvent-based, super gummy and yucky. That's just going to sling off every chance it gets. That's about good. A little bit on this. And we're going to start off. That's about good. I added just a little bit of car soap in there just to make it foam up a little bit longer, so the dwell time's good. But this one's really good. Once you use it, it sort of starts to break down. So we're going to do this with all 4 wheels, rinse it off, and we start with the car. All right, guys, so all the wheels and tires are done. Just going to take a quick look at the car. You can see it sits under a tree. And it's been rained on. Got our nice bipolar Montreal weather. And the tree really just doesn't help. It always leaves residue on your cars. Even if you don't see tree sap, the fact that it's under there, there's organic material that's constantly sitting and deteriorating your clear coat or your paint protection. So maintenance of your car is just important all in all, just in general, but especially for cars that sit outside, even if they don't move. Especially look at this. So pre-treatment and rinsing is going to take care of basically all of this. Just have to make sure that we get it all. So let's start. We're going to first begin with a nice layer of rinseless wash. And as you guys know, currently using DIY Detail rinseless wash type 2. So just going to put a nice layer all over it. This is a polymer and surfactant based rinseless, so it's a hybrid. So it gets the best of both worlds. The surfactant is really good at cleaning and leaving no residue. And the polymer is really good at encapsulating and lifting off the surface. So the surfactant will do a better job at emulsifying and cleaning the surface. So far, I'm leaning more towards hybrid washes, rinseless washes, for my preferred chemical to be on the car. The roof is really bad, but that's okay. It's really important to maintain your vinyl because it's not going to last as long as paint. This lasts 3 to 5 years if you're lucky. This is going on 3 years this summer, and I did this myself. I'm in no way a professional vinyl installer. I did this in 2 weeks, any chance I had. My daughter was born at the time, so my wife was gracious enough to give me time here and there to do this. The garage was dirty. It was at the old place, so there's a bunch of dirt under the film everywhere. Some of the cuts are not pretty. That's okay. This was a learning experience, and I had so much fun. And it's 3 years now, and the vinyl still looks good. It's not oxidized. The shine is incredible. It holds on to paint protection really, really well. And so that's the key. You just have to keep it protected, keep it clean as often as you can. And make sure you don't use high pressure in the edges where the cuts are, or their seams, because you're just gonna push water right through and just gonna pull out. And if your paint's in rough shape, you're gonna pull the clear coat off with that. We give this about a minute or two to settle on the surface. Now we're gonna rinse it off and then retreat it again with rinseless, and then we'll go into the contact. If you can put your hand in front of it, it's not enough pressure to cause damage. If it was here, then yeah. Now, obviously this is my car, so I've washed it hundreds of times. I know the limitation of the vinyl. I know the quality of the vinyl, but if you're doing someone else's car that has vinyl on it, just, tread towards the being more careful and then, experimenting with how close you can get or how much pressure you could use. You never know. And to repair vinyl, it's similar to paint. It costs a few $100s per panel just in labor and in material. So just be careful. That's an animal bone. The thing about vinyl is that like 95% of them on the market are actually self-healing. So once heat is applied, any swirls, minor marring is just going to level right back out. Unlike paint, when you scratch a car, you're actually removing material. But with this, it's so much softer. So it actually just sort of indents into itself in the pattern of the scratch. Obviously, if there's a super abrasive thing that rubs up against it, you're just going to scrape off material, just like anything else. But vinyl is self-healing, so you still want to be careful when you wash it. You don't want to use aggressive pressure because you could lift in some areas, and you don't want to do that. It's all about preservation, not being too aggressive. We're using a rinseless wash and not a super high alkaline soap or anything like that. I really just don't want to stain it. There's some soaps on the market that are too strong, and I really don't need that. I don't need my whole car. You can't really polish it. If it was clear coat and it had stains on it from a heavy soap, you could probably polish just the top surface of it and it'll be fine. With this, you can't really polish it. So anyway, let's get into the treatment before the wash. Same thing, DIY detail rinseless wash type 2. Ivan says he doesn't like the word version, he prefers type, so we're going to go with that. Ivan was kind enough to invite me to his workshop over in Granby this past weekend, and I got to meet him and his wife Sylvie and the owner of the shop. So I had an awesome time. Once again, thank you so much. I always love talking shop. It's awesome to meet the guy who was responsible for so many innovations in the industry. He's been doing it for 48 years and he's created a lot of products, a lot of tools, and a lot of processes. So it's really nice just to meet the guy behind it. I learned how to use rinseless wash like 7 years ago from watching his older videos with another company before he developed DIY detail. And I'm still doing it to this day. All right, guys, back to the car. In my bucket, I have rinseless wash, 256-1. I have my ultra black sponge, the P&S clay scrubber, whatever they call it. I'm going to do the glass because I do feel a lot of contamination. The vinyl's a little bit contaminated, but I definitely feel it on the glass. If I ever get caught in the rain, well, I want it to bead properly so I can see. So rinseless wash, you don't want it soaking wet. Here it's barely dripping. You want the sponge to actually absorb fluid. So put it on, no pressure. We go back and forth. There we go. I'm just gonna flip because this is kind of dirty. And there you go. Top is washed. Put it back in the bucket. Give it a good squeeze. And you continue. You just do section by section, panel by panel. Take your time. Enjoy the process. And here, let's go over here. Rinseless wash is awesome for vinyl because it's super lubricating. It's super gentle on the vinyl. Vinyl is just plastic. I mean, so is clear coat, but you know, it's a special kind of plastic. Very soft, very sensitive, can't be polished. So take care of it as best as you can. And this is the best way that I found to do it. Leaves it looking incredible every time. So I'm just holding it with a few fingers, like really no pressure. There you go, you get to the bottom, put it back in the bucket. We already removed all of the gritty stuff from the surface, so I'm not worried about any of that. If you can't tell, I live right next to the airport. Really simple. So we did that. I'm just gonna give it a quick clay. Just to remove any possible stuff on it. Because I will be using a rinse aid. And I just want it to bond properly. No pressure. It's more like just a little bit of, friction. A little bit of friction, no pressure. If you do pressure, it's gonna stick, and you're gonna mar the surface. So here there's a little bug scrubber on it. So might as well, it's there in case there's anything else. That feels good. I will do the top too. I have a sunroof. Feels great. So we're just gonna do that on the whole car. The bumpers I typically leave for last. The front because, well, it takes all of the dirt from the car in front of it every single time it drives. And all the bugs and all that stuff. So, nope. A little bit of transfer. And gone. And the rear bumper, well, it takes all of the kick up because actually because of aerodynamic laws. The air under the car circulates back onto the trunk and the rear bumper. And that's actually why hatchbacks and wagons and SUVs that have sort of a square rear have wipers on them in the back, because the rear glass is right in the target area for all that dirty air. So it has to wipe it off. Otherwise, you can't see anything. That's why when you see a lot of cars have contamination on the rear more than here and anywhere else, because all of the air that's going behind the car gets circulated back onto the bumper. That includes exhaust fumes, brake dust, all that dirty stuff that comes out of the car. So we give the rinseless the time it needs to take care of that kind of dirt. Here I'm making sure that the sponge has been expunged of all the water. Is that even how you say it? Anyway, the sponge, you squeeze it, you get that rinseless out, which contains the dirty particles that you remove from the surface, and it gives it space to absorb the dirt that's on the surface that you're trying to remove. This side doesn't feel as bad, probably because it's a little farther away from the tree. I actually put a coating on these before the winter, but I didn't wash the car all winter. It just sat outside. So it got pretty contaminated. I also live next to the airport, train tracks, highway. And if you know anything about that, there's a lot of environmental fallout that comes out of that. So that goes right on the car. My car gets dirty even if I don't drive it. But that's fine because I like cleaning. So that's a perfect marriage. Otherwise, I'd have to hire someone like me to do the job. Now, if you're in the West Island of Montreal and you want your car worked on, now we're near the end. Sun is going in and out, so some of the rinseless on the surface has dried, but that's okay. I'm putting a rinse aid on using CarPro Hydro 2, if that's what it's called. Kind of a silly name. Some companies pick some very silly names. Then people like me forget it. Instead of just calling it ceramic spray wax or something like that. Like, for instance, DIY had ceramic gloss. If you're wondering what it is, it's a ceramic-based spray that adds gloss to the paint. And because of the ceramic, it adds protection. So, quick beads. What's that? It's a spray-on product that's quick and adds beading to the car. Hydro 2. Hydro Light. I don't know what that means, but it's a good product. I put it on a few weeks ago. It seems to still be there somewhat, despite being, at the heart of the attack of all the fallout in my area. Here I'm putting no pressure whatsoever. It's also hard to put pressure. The thing is so soft. And if you squeeze too much, you just release liquid. So it's got like this little fail-safe. That's basically all rinseless sponges, but especially this one. I actually had the chance to try the DIY Legacy sponge, and that's a fantastic sponge. I really like that. The two colors and the sort of the glue around it gives it a lot of like structure, and it was super soft. It was maybe softer than this one, but this one's really worn. It's really broken in, so it's hard to say. This isn't like a kitchen sponge. This is something that's been made specifically for rinseless wash. Or soap. I think you can use car soap with this, but it pairs really, really nicely with rinseless. So I'm gonna go do the front bumper. Okay, so now the whole car is washed. It's kind of dry too. That's fine. Rinseless wash is on the surface. Totally not worried. What I'm gonna do is rinse the car, because something like this, you're supposed to have a wet surface. And then I actually diluted it even more, just a little bit more, just because if you remember last time, this product gave me a lot of problems. So definitely not going to do the whole car and then rinse. Going to do section by section with the rinsing, and then we're going to dry it. Then we'll get into the final thoughts. And you know what? I'm going to do like Ivan teaches, sort of the rinse from down up and to spread the product. So you'll start like nice little thing, and then a few sprays per panel. Okay. Gonna give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That worked pretty good. So I'm gonna continue. Can do the top now. Gonna give it 5 to 10 seconds. And then we're gonna rinse it and spread it. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little wrap around the car. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can actually do the wheels too, which I kind of forgot about. 3, 2, 1. There you go. That's how to easily add hydrophobics to your car. A little bit of sheeting. I don't see any weird streaks, so that's perfect. Now we dry the car. We don't need a drying aid because it's already on the surface. some people might be confused about is thinking that they don't have to dry the car after they use a rinse product like this if they have like deionized water. But the thing is, when you're drying, you're actually further applying the product and spreading it and leveling it, making sure there's no streaks. Because if you were to leave it just like that, just rinse it with pure water, deionized, all that stuff, and you didn't level it, well, you'd have a big problem because there'd be product streaks everywhere. Super simple. Leaves a beautiful finish. Easy to do. The only thing I have, the only gripe I have with products like this is the cost. Typically, they're more expensive than something that you would just spray on and dry with for whatever reason. This one is dilutable, but I know it's pricey. So I prefer stuff that I can control how much I put on, maybe dilute it, but not with the cost of a rinse aid like this. I like 2 towels because these are small, maybe like 16 by 20 or 24 or something like that. Very easy to maneuver, easy to work with. I can do 2 hands at once without feeling weird because I don't really like that. So there you go, guys. It's really simple. Let's recap what we learned today. If you have a high power pressure washer, be very careful. You don't want to rip off any edges. You don't want to cause problems with vinyl coming off the surface. You don't want any water going under the vinyl. You don't want to damage what's already been damaged. Don't use any harsh chemicals, something that could stain the vinyl, because you're not going to be able to polish it. It's not like clear coat, unfortunately. Use gloves, okay? And this is the same thing with soap and rinseless and all-purpose cleaners and whatever. Anytime you're doing any cleaning, there are stuff in these products that are not good for the health. And the thing that we hear all the time about poison is that poison is in the dose. And that's true, but they also forget the second part to that. It's also about frequency. So if you do a low dose of something that's harmful and you're fine, but you do it frequently, then you will get harmful effects from the product or the food or the whatever. Next thing, clean the car frequently. We don't want to have to battle 3 years worth of dirt on vinyl. Just get the car cleaned as regularly as you can. It's going to maintain the state of the vinyl. It's going to keep it shiny, keep it protected. So use spray waxes, use ceramic sealants. You can even use ceramic coatings on vinyl. Just keep it protected. The sun will damage the vinyl over time. It will oxidize and it will fade. But you want to mitigate that for as long as possible. So if you're using a quality vinyl that's going to last 3, 5, 7 years, proper wash practices, don't use killer chemicals, don't use too high pressure, and wash it frequently while keeping it protected. So you could use what we use today, spray on, rinse off protection, or you could use a drying aid that has protection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love washing this car. I love this car. Again, it's 20 years old. It has 250,000 kilometers on it. I've been maintaining it for the last 8 or 9 years since I've owned it. I put a lot of money into it. So it's my little bijou. Even though it's not a super crazy car, it's special to me. It's my first car. Anyway, you guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns about cleaning vinyl or anything like that, shoot it in the comments down below. And if you like videos like this, then shoot a like. And if you want to continue seeing videos like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm Devin from Laxton Auto Detailer. Peace. See you next time.